Keep it going for your host. Keep it going. I'm more than enthused. I'm enthralled, Kate. Berlin, Maryland. Keep it. No. We are going to the end of the night. Keep it fucking going. We've been doing comedy on a prison mattress for 2 hours in America's coolest small town of 2015. Still no one has shut the fuck up about it. I love it here. I love you, Berlin. Oh, goodness. It's so good to see everybody here tonight. It's on a Thursday night. You showed up. Some of us have to work tomorrow. I know I do. I work at a local bank, as some of you know. Some of you are fucking customers, and now I gotta go into work tomorrow and look you in the face. That's gonna be a wonderful experience. But I work at a local bank, and it's real nice because a lot of the customers are people who watched me grow up. I grew up in this town, and a lot of the people are people who watched me grow up. And when I was a kid, I was really into doing theater. And sometimes people will ask me, oh, are you still doing any acting? And I just say, no, Gladys, I'm here at the goddamn bank, serving you. The dream didn't work out, is what I'm saying. It's lovely. You have a wide variety of customers at a local bank. You have the catatonically old, people with faces like this. Like a face that is permanently locked into, I am watching the Titanic sink. Nice to see you, Mr. Davis. Just a slight lip quiver, nothing else. And you also have the catatonically rich. There are some rich fucking people in this town. I'm sure we're all aware of that. And they love themselves. They are so happy to be rich. They're like, hey, everybody. Hey, big guy. How's he doing? Look at this shirt. He wore his orange shirt, guys. Oh, gosh. I love your tattoos. Those are such nice tattoos. I like girls with tattoos. Who wants to blow me? Who wants to suck my dick? I got a big rich dick in my pants. Who wants to suck it? Come on. Let's do it. They love being rich. It's a fun time working there. You also have your occasional like gruff man in his 50s who will bring his teenage son in to, try and teach him how to be social and shit. And he'll be like, go ahead, go on up to him. Go on. And the dude's just like, hey, can I? Oh, what was that? Hello, sir. It's like this kid who sold me weed 2 weeks ago is calling me sir. Like, chill out, dude. It's fine. It's not a big deal. But I like working at the bank. It's one of the, I'm new to an office environment. I've had a lot of different jobs. I once worked on one of those pirate boats, the ones that bring kids out. That's a weird way to describe that. I used to kidnap children for a living. Let me describe, the ones that, they take the kids out, you paint the faces, and it's, you find treasure, and it's like a whole pirate adventure. None of you had a very good childhood, apparently. Like, no, we're staying in the hotel! We're watching the Weather Channel the whole vacation! But anyway, I used to work on this pirate boat, and it was 3 pirates, and it was me and this, one of the other pirates was named Jason. And before one of our trips, Jason says, hey Tyler, come here. You trying to hit this one-hitter with me? And I was like, Jason, we are about to get on a boat with children. We are about to supervise 12 children under the age of 13. Of course I want to hit that one. Have you lost your goddamn mind asking me a question like that? So we smoke a little weed, but unlike Jason, I can handle my shit. So I get up there. I'm being a pirate in front of these kids. None of them have any idea I'm good. I am so good. But Jason's job was different. Me and the other pirate got on the big pirate boat while Jason went on this little dinghy boat, and he took it out, and he was responsible for being the attacker pirate, and we're supposed to wake him up by saying, wake up, Pirate Pete. His name was Pirate Pete in the skit. And we were supposed to wake him up by saying, wake up, Pirate Pete, when we find him on the boat. So we reach that part in the skit with the kids. Everything's going fine. Nobody knows I'm stoned. And we see the little dinghy with Pirate Pete inside. He's laying back. He's got a cooler full of water balloons, just like he's supposed to. Everything looks fine. So we get to the point, we start yelling, 1, 2, 3, wake up, Pirate Pete. And we yell it 3 times. On the 3rd time, he gets up. So the 3rd time we yell, wake up, Pirate Pete. And Pirate Pete's not getting up. So I say to the kids, hey, I know it seems like we're kind of milking this at this point, but what do you say we try and wake him up again with the yelling, huh? Because he's supposed to be awake, so we say, wake up, Pirate Pete! Nothing. Pirate Pete is passed out stoned in his dinghy boat. So I do the only thing that I know to do. I tell all the children to man the water cannons. Anyone who's ever been on one of these pirate boats knows that they're equipped with water cannons. And I say, all right, get them. That was the next part of the whole skit, was going to be a big giant water fight, but instead it was just a fucking ambush on one stoned, lonely pirate in a dinghy boat. And it was great. And then we watched him wake up and realize it and then get into character like, oh, you fucking moron. And now he's a manager at GameStop, so we ruined his life. Oh. Good memories. No, I've also worked with, I've had the distinct pleasure of working with a lot of Spanish-speaking folks, a lot of them from the Dominican Republic. They speak Spanish very quickly. I think it's a law in the Dominican Republic that you have to speak at an auctioneer's pace. It's always like, it's very, very quick. But I love them dearly, and they taught me a whole lot of Spanish. One day they were teaching me words, and they taught me 3 words one shift I had with them. They said, we're going to teach you 3 words. They are maricón, marica, and culero. And all of those words mean faggot. And they also gave me a little nickname. They said that my nickname was Senora Maricón. Now, for those of you who don't speak any Spanish, that translates literally to Mrs. Faggot. Now, I went to high school, so I've been called a faggot quite a few times. I've written it on a job application or 2, if I'll tell you the truth. I'm like, nope, that's not my name. I'm Tyler. You are Tyler. Remember that. No, I don't mind being called a faggot, but Mrs. Faggot. That is really something, because that implies that I am married to Mr. Faggot. I'm his wife. You're all creating a visual in your heads and I don't like it. Oh boy, a lot of fun. But I too, with Seth Bird and I, give it up for Seth. I know you were all very frightened after you saw your second African American of the night, but don't worry, we've got a nice Caucasian palate cleanser up here for you. Get ready for some rainbow sherbet, folks. I'm as white as they come. But I love smoking weed. I'll smoke plenty of weed. And I'm new, it's strange for me because now I work in an office environment and everybody's very professional, everybody is very straight-laced, and I'm just this fucking loony pothead. And I was at I'll give you an example. I saw a presentation at work recently, and the person giving the presentation was comparing customer service to having guests in your home. And he's saying, okay, so think of what you do when you have guests in your home. What do? You have the nice silverware out, perhaps? You get the nice china. Perhaps after dinner you all have a snifter of brandy, perhaps? And I'm thinking, bitch, who the fuck lives in this house? If I'm sitting on the couch in my pajamas and my dick isn't hanging out of the little hole in the front, I'm ready for company. That's as far as I go in terms of preparation. And if my dick is hanging out of the little hole in the front, I'll grab a blanket or a towel, whatever's closer, cover on up. I set much lower standards than these folks, apparently. But I love smoking weed. And I love just sitting around and thinking of dumb shit while I smoke weed. I was listening to Biz Marquee recently while smoking, because, taste. And the song Just a Friend, like, you say he's just a friend. I was listening to that song, and I get to the portion of the song where he says, 'cause I've got friends, and that's a fact, like Agnes, Agatha, Jermaine, and Jack. And I'm just sitting there, stoned as shit, thinking, where the fuck did Biz Marquis meet Agnes and Agatha? Like, he's got his buddy Jermaine, his buddy Jack, and two 90-year-old women named Agnes and Agatha? Those sound like two women whose dad would be ashamed to hear that they were hanging out with Jermaine. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, no, of course I love to follow Biz Marquis with a little bit of musical theater. Because again, taste. And I was watching Grease recently, and we get to the, we all love Grease. It's a very generic, average American musical that we all love and adore. But we get to the song Summer Nights, and I'm hearing the song, and they're singing the, tell me more, did you finger her butt? If you haven't seen the director's cut of Grease, I recommend it. But at the very end of the song Summer Nights, John Travolta does this thing where he's like, oh, summer nights. He goes way on up there. It's as if a couple of testicular nymphs just landed on each one of his balls and spun them around like tire swings. It's a great moment in American musical theater history. So I'll tell you what, if you are over the age of 60, I will not smoke weed with you. I do not smoke weed with old people. I've tried, and it's not fun. Fucking old people, old men who smoke weed always have a southern accent for some reason. They're like, yeah man, I done smoked a shitload of weed in Portland, Maine, where I've lived my whole life. Like, how the fuck did that? But they always have these dumbass, they have these old stoner stories for you, but they've spent the last 50 years smoking shitty brick weed, and I've got medical hydrojet fuel from a nearby dispensary. So they take one hit of it and they're like, ugh, ugh, ugh. They cough like they're trying to treat bronchitis with cigarettes and chocolate milk. They can't handle the shit that's on the street these days. They sound like shit. And the weed, if you see the weed these guys try to get you to smoke, when they break it open, the seeds fly out like ball bearings from a suicide vest. It's like everywhere. You could take out a whole embassy with just one bud of this shit. Such shitty brick weed. No tolerance for it. Folks, no tolerance for it. Folks! How you doing, Josiah? Good. I'm so happy you're here. I love you so much. Everyone give it up for Josiah. He and I have theater together. I didn't know he was coming, and it's a joy to have you here. I can't remember what I was going to do next, so I had to talk to you. Oh, I remember. I'm an alcoholic. Have a good night, everyone. No. I'm not done. I'm not. What do I just leave on that? I'm an alcoholic, and I have severe depression. Anyway, enjoy your next comedian. Like, what the fuck? No. Come on, people. So, I am an alcoholic. However, I am sober in recovery. I've been sober for a while. And thank you. That's the reaction that deserves. People want a timeline, When I say, I've been sober a while.
How long? How many months? How many years? How many chicks you got?
Like, a while.
Well, I don't fucking care. That's boring.
But yeah, I've been sober for a good long while. That's all you need to know. And one of the reasons I got sober because I'm an alcoholic, as I said. And there are some ways to find out you're an alcoholic, and mine was very interesting. Sometimes you have some sort of like an intervention kind of thing. For me, it was taking a look at my Papa John's order history and saying, Tyler, you have a problem. You need to get yourself together. Nobody needs that many toppings. Because I'll tell you what, if you do the 2-topping deal and you get it with 7 toppings, it's not much of a deal anymore. It's not even really much of a pizza anymore. It's kind of a mountain of shit you'd never eat unless you were hammered. One time, I blacked out drunk and woke up to an email confirmation that I had submitted to be an audience guest on Ellen. So I'm very glad I no longer drink. Folks, my family is here too. My brother, my mother. My mother came to see me. Mommy! I'm such a mama's boy. I was taking a trip with my brother and my mother recently, and we were on our way to Philadelphia. And there are 2 tolls between here and Philadelphia. We get to the first toll, and my brother just says, "Mom, tell them you love them." Like, just to the toll person, just be like, just say I love you. You know? Just don't even expect anything out of it. Just be like, hey, I love you. And so my mom kind of got nervous for a second, then she didn't do it, but I was like, it's okay, there's another toll. We got time. We'll mull it over and see how we feel. And so we get to the second toll, and my mom just kind of, she pays the toll, and then we're waiting, and then the lady says, have a nice day, and she goes, I love you. And then we drive away. And my mom was she was so nervous. She was like, am I gonna get in trouble? I'm like, what? No, what did they get? Like, stop the car! Stop that damn car! You don't love me! Nobody loves me! Look at me! No, you can't get in trouble for that shit. Oh, goodness gracious. So, Facebook Messenger, does this thing where it autocorrects a whole lot, and it's kind of annoying because just one word can change an entire message, the entire context of a message. Like, I was sending a message to my friend Jonas, and I was trying to say the word crazy, and it ended up changing it to scary. And so I ended up sending him this message that said, your sister sucks a scary amount of dick. And he got all offended. And I'd be like, no, sorry, it's a crazy amount of time. Sorry. I'm fine with that one. That's more for me than for any of you. All right. I'd like to share a story real quick. I got a message recently, a text message, and my girlfriend was here for me with it. I have to reference it. It's very real. It's very, she'll talk. There she is. That's my gal. That's my lady. That's my gal. You know. Anyway, I get a text. It's 11 in the morning on a Sunday, so it's the Lord's Day. And he says, this person, this stranger, says, hit me up anytime. I had fun. And so I'm sitting with my girlfriend, I'm like, do you remember having fun with this person? We were here, did we do anything? Did I see someone's dick? Did I see someone's dick? But no, she verified I did not. So I sent a message back, I said, I'm sorry, who is this? And I get this message. We met at the beach at 65th Street Friday night. I would never say anything about it to anybody else. So it becomes clear to me at this point that I've been presented with a very rare opportunity to be a good person. One which I plan to soil immensely. And so I'm trying to, because this person thinks that they're texting someone they know, so I want to make it seem like I might be that person. So I respond and say, I must have been really messed up. What was your name again? And they say, my name's Michael. I sucked your cock and licked your ass. I'll do it again anytime. So we're here now. And I immediately do, I get kind of flustered, but I want to keep this going. I want to reel this person in case I have to use them for something. Like a stand-up bit. So I say, it's all coming back to me. And I put a comma after like his statement just shocked me into grammatical correctness. It's all coming back to me. Sorry, comma. I get a little zany when I'm on poppers. Which I said because I heard gay people do poppers. I don't know what poppers are. I don't know what it means. I don't know if it makes you zany. But Michael responds, okay, no strings, hit me up if you want, I'm very private and discreet. And I'm thinking, okay, to whom do I want to send this person? Whose house do I want him knocking on the door saying, hi, I'm here to suck your cock and lick your ass. I'm going over all the business owners I don't like in my head. Maybe all the ones that have teenage sons who might be home. You're like, just knock on the door. If my son's there, he'll know why you're there. I'm here to suck your dad's cock and lick his ass. So anywho, I immediately think, okay, wait, this is an unknown number, but maybe I can search through like group texts or something that I found, and I find out that it is a Michael that I know. So I actually know this person. He sent it to the wrong person. He sent these messages to me by accident. And so I send him a follow-up correspondence that says, hey, I think you got the wrong number there. And he says, yeah, I figured that out. You're not going to tell anyone, are you? And I texted him back and said, I've already told my friends and family. But if I ever use it in stand-up, I promise to change your name in all of the major events. Right? Yeah, none of it's real. I'm a liar. You guys have been great. Burley, Maryland. Keep it going for your host, Nick Nichols. Thanks for coming out for comedy, local comedy, and New York transplants. Keep it going.